everyone, welcome back. I'm getting started on the next page of my mini album, and what I did was I just traced where I wanted the punch out to go, and now I'm punching it out. And I am actually going to be punching out 2 scalloped circles out of what is my background cardstock, and 2 not scalloped circles out of my accent cardstock. But you're not going to see these holes when I finish layering everything together. So this is another way to get more out of your paper. If you know you're going to need something later, you can cut it out of where it won't show. Now I'm just punching the cutout. And this is the pattern paper that's going to be going on this page, so I'm just inking the edges with chestnut roan. And I'm going to glue it to my Swiss cheese cardstock base here. Then I'm just going to use my craft knife to cut out the half circle, and I'm going to ink just the pattern paper portion of the half circle so it stands out a little bit more. And I'm going to glue this to my paper bag, and then real quick I am going to put the other side of the bag together so you'll get to see the second page. Okay, now that my 2 pages are done, I'm going to work on the tags. And the tags are going to have this green pattern paper from the Bohemia collection layered onto white cardstock, which will be layered onto blue cardstock. And I'm just doing both tags at the same time. So again, I'm inking the edges in chestnut roan. And the reason I'm not using a spouncer is because I happen to have this chestnut roan cat's eye, and I just want to use it up. So I'm putting adhesive on the back of the pattern paper, sticking the pattern paper to the white cardstock. I was asked what cardstock I use. All the cardstock in this project is basil. And then again, these are the tags that are going in the pockets of the 2 pages I just did. And on the back, I'm just going to put more of the Scenic Route grid paper so that there's plenty of room for journaling. And a note on this project, paper bags are not acid-free, and so anything that you put inside the pocket will not be archival safe. So don't use original, irreplaceable photos in the pockets, and if it's important for you that your projects last for 100 years, then you shouldn't make something out of paper bags because they're going to fall apart way before then. Okay, so now I'm taking my dimensional squares and I'm covering the area of the cutout, and then I'm putting them directly on the tag. And just like in previous pages, I'm going to be putting a pull there. Just inking the orange circles I punched out earlier. And then inking the green scallop circles I punched out earlier. And I'm going to layer them on top. So not much orange will show, just a little hint of orange. Now I'm punching 2 one size smaller scallops than the scallop I used for the green out of white cardstock. And it didn't really look good enough when it was just white, green, orange. So I actually am going to add some gems to the white cardstock after I finish adhering the green cardstock to the orange cardstock. These are Hero Arts gems. And I'm cutting in between each gem to separate them so I can place them one at a time. And I'm using my scallops as a guide for where to place my gems. That looks much better. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put just the white on foam dots. Just so it has some extra dimension from the green and the orange. And now I'm removing the tape from the foam dots I put down earlier, and I'm placing them inside the circle. And I will use them to pull the two tags in and out. Now I just wanted to add a tag to this page, so I'm inking a tag from the My Mind's Eye Bohemia collection in Chestnut Roan and putting pop dots on the back. And I wanted to add a second tag, but this tag's color scheme was not quite right, so I decided to put it in a pocket. So I'm just making a pocket. Easy way to make a pocket is just to fold a strip of cardstock, like I've done here, and then just cut the bottom, as you can see as I'm cutting it, so that you have a flap to glue the two sides down. And that's it. I mean, that makes a quick and easy pocket. Now, I am rounding the corners because I thought I might want to place it on my project so that the seams were showing for more visual interest. But when I got done rounding all the corners, I didn't like how that looked. So I just put it so the front was showing. But I inked all the edges before gluing it together because I just didn't know how I was going to put it on my project yet. Okay, so that's how it folds up. So now I'm going to put adhesive on the bottom first, and then I fold one side over, and then I put adhesive on the other flap, and I fold it over. And there you have a quick and easy pocket, and that just slides right in. I'm going to ink the edges of the tag as well. And I didn't like how it looked on the page I just did, so actually I'm just going to stick it on the back. So the back of the album will have some additional decoration. And I put it seam side down. Now I'm putting a ribbon on my tag. Actually, this is a piece of paper that I had previously punched a circle out of. And I wanted a circle, but I didn't want it to be a perfect circle, so I didn't use a punch. I just kind of traced a rough circle shape, and now I'm crumpling it up. And now I'm inking it. So it looks a little distressed and crumpled and just a little more interesting. I'm going to cover the entire thing with ATG, and I'm going to put it on the back of the tag. And what this does is it gives me a place to put a glue dot and a place to put my little ribbon knot. And there we go.